Hello, this is Daniel with Peace and Plenty Farms. I thought I'd do a video. It's been a long time since I've done one. Maybe I'll get back in the swing of things and start doing some more. This here in the background is the strawberry patch I want to take you in. These are some fig trees. There's one right here, another fig tree right here. I'm going to take you around and show you what we've got going on here. This was an excellent year on the strawberries for us. Turned out really great. I want to turn the camera around and let you see how I do the strawberries. I've got them in these buckets, which works out really nice for me because when it's time to pick, I can walk right in between these rows here, and it's not as far to have to bend over to do the picking. And this year was exceptionally well. We did exceptionally well on the harvest of the strawberries. We actually have a water hydrant here and electricity. This is an RV pad. It's actually tied into the septic system also, so we can use that as like a RV pad for people visiting. But I've got thousands and thousands of plants in here, and I freeze them, dehydrate them, make jams out of them. This is my wife's strawberries that she's, tomatoes that she's doing here. These will be for salsa. And we've got the watermelon right here. I think there's 4 of them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you the cantaloupe and whatnot in just a minute. I wanted to show you how I watered the strawberries this year. What I did is I put up a gutter coming off of the house right here, going into this blue 55-gallon can right here. And what I've got is a burlap sack in there full of rabbit manure. And the rain gutter just spills out over the burlap sack full of rabbit manure, and then it flows out right here. It's got an on-off full float valve right here. I've got a screen in here, and it flows down into this tank. Now next year, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this hole here, let the water rise, the rainwater rise up, and it'll spill over and then down into the tank. I think I'll get a thicker tea, what we call rabbit poo tea next year. Doing it that way. This is the first year doing it, and so this is the rabbit manure right here, made into a tea, and we've got it coming out right here. I've got a small 110 pump under. I've just got it covered up so the rainwater won't mess it up. And sometimes I'll actually throw in a bottle of the fertilizer. This is. I'll show you what we use right here. I sometimes add this in, the fish fertilizer emulsion. Sometimes I'll add that to it. One of those in the early springtime to give everything a kick. So I've got a 110 pump, a real small pump right there, and this hose coming out, and we can water then off of that. So over here this year, we decided to do we've got the beefsteak tomato plants, we've got the cantaloupe and squash over there, the onions. I built these barrels this year for a raised bed garden. We didn't do the full-fledged garden this year, just too many other things going on. And I hooked them together. There's 3 of them hooked together right here, and I cut one barrel to make 2 bottoms. So this is the top of the barrel, 1, 2, 3, and then this is the bottom of the barrel, 1, 2, 3, and that holds these 3 that are hooked together. And we've got the zucchini up here, and they haven't done very well because we got the mushroom compost from the local compost company here. You just go get a pickup truck load of it for $40, and it was the lime, it just didn't have enough lime in it. And we've had a lot of bottom end rot and a lot of the white veins in the leaves. When you see these white veins, this discoloration, that tells you you're lacking lime. And when you have the bottom end rot, that tells you also that you've got a lime deficiency. So we are adding Tums tablets, just pushing them down in the ground. That's your quickest shock that you can do to the plants to get them to not have the bottom end rot and to start producing a little bit better. I've pruned them back and I've thrown out all the bottom end rots. Maybe I'll find one on the outside. Even the tomatoes here, they had the bottom end rot, and we started putting the Tums down in the soil and adding lime to see how that does. The kale, we really enjoyed just a little bit of kale off of that. I want to walk you out here and show you what we've got planned for tomorrow on the farm. We are going to actually venture out and pick us up a shed, and it's being delivered tomorrow. It's really going to be nice to have a place to park the zero turn and put the chickens, some of the chickens that we have out here. So let me turn back around. This area right back here, we've got it flagged off. This 4 flags here. This is where they'll set the shed tomorrow, right there. And the idea is that we will move these little black Marans. These are my absolute favorite eggs, the black Maran eggs. I really like the taste of the black Maran eggs, and this little tiny coop here, they've way outgrown that, so they'll be glad to get in that tomorrow, maybe Thursday or Friday. I'm going to have to put some doors in the shed, maybe add a window, that type of thing. So by the weekend, we'll have them in there. Black Maran eggs. We'd like to have all of our eggs be black Maran eggs. There are some copper Marans mixed in there. We need to separate them out. This here is our Silky coop that we're using right now for brooding. The Silkies, the white Silkies, have been excellent brooders. They will, you can put 5 or 6 eggs in there and they will hatch them. They're very determined hatchers. They hatch these little chicks here. I guess we have about 6 of these little chicks here that they hatched 3 or 4 weeks ago. They're cute as can be to watch them. They're not very good for meat, and they lay a really small egg, and I don't really like the taste of the eggs, but my wife does, so it's just to each is every own, you know, whatever you happen to prefer. But the Silky eggs, they have a unique taste of their own. So if you just have to find which ones you prefer. Over here, we've got the meat birds going, and they've got about 2 more weeks to go before we'll start to process them. Now I process those here on the farm, and I can tell you the secret to processing meat birds is the temperature of the water and the time that the chicken is in the water for plucking the feathers. And I have found 175 to 180 and 25 to 27 seconds in the water. It's very critical to get it as close as you can to that, because the feathers come out, they just pull out so easily. I don't have a you've seen those chicken plucker devices where it looks like a barrel and you throw the chicken in there and it pulls the feathers off. I have one, but it's broken. I don't know if I'm going to fix it or not, but I can do 25 birds by myself in one day. We pack them in ice for 2 or 3 days, and then we quarter them and we can them, maybe freeze. We may freeze the wings and the tenderloin because we eat those up so quickly. We enjoy it so much. But with these birds here, you give them the feed every 12 hours. 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and they have water constantly. So that is the trick with them. This will probably be the last year that we do the Cornish cross hen mix bird, because this is a bird that you have to order, and with the different problems with viruses and things with the birds, and the fact that you can't have them on, you can't have your own variety on the farm, because these are bred from particular lines, and somebody else has already figured all that out and gotten the exact combination to create the meat bird. And so it's really not possible to do it yourself, to do the cross on your own. So we're going to start out with the American Bresse chickens. We've ordered some. They're very expensive as far as chicks, but we'll get those in here, and next year we will do those with, and they will be our meat bird, something that we can do right here on the farm. We really like the closed loop environment of doing things where you're not having to introduce other species or other food onto the farm. And we'll get into how we do our feed and stuff like that on another video. This was just a quick little video for this evening to give me something to post that I haven't posted in probably a year or so on Peace and Plenty Homestead. And I hope you enjoy this video and come back and watch more. Thank you.